Hello and welcome back to another episode of FM Predicts. In this episode, we are going to be taking a look at how Ilkay Gundogan is going to do at Barcelona. Obviously, after 7 seasons with the treble winners Manchester City, and after captaining them for a few of those seasons, I believe, he has decided to move on to Barcelona on a free transfer. So in the game, we have set him to transfer to Barcelona from the 1st of July 2023. We'll take a look at how he does, how many more years he plays for, if he stays at Barcelona for that entire time or if not. And yeah, we'll just see how successful the game thinks Gundogan is going to be at Barca. Now, if you like the idea of this concept, please hit the like button and let me know your thoughts on how he's going to do in the comment section down below. So we've come to the end of his first season with Barcelona, and he's got a little unhappy icon by his photo here. He wants a new deal to reflect his ability, so he's just wanting a new contract really. So it's nothing too major about how he's feeling with Barcelona. So we'll run through each competition, see how many goals, assists he got, how good his average rating was, all that jazz. And we'll do a comparison season to season as well. So we'll kick things off with the Champions League. 8 games played in the Champions League this time out. 1 goal, 3 assists, and an average rating of 7.07. In La Liga, he played 35 games, 3 off the bench, 3 goals and 1 assist, and an average rating of 7.18. In the Spanish Cup, 2 games played, 1 assist, and a 7.7 average rating. And then in the Spanish Super Cup, 1 substitute appearance, but only a 6.9. I assume he didn't get too many minutes. So altogether, in all club competitions, he ended up playing 46 games, 4 off the bench, 4 goals, 5 assists, and an average rating of 7.18. And if you compare that to his real life stats for this past season with Manchester City, you can see it's a bit of a drop off. He scored 7 goals less in this season with Barcelona compared to his time with Manchester City, and 2 assists less, as well as playing quite a few games less. But I guess that's to do with what competitions Barcelona managed to stay in. Now, looking at his milestones, and there's not really anything substantial here. He's named in a few Team of the Weeks, inducted in the overall best 11, and named in the seasonal best 11 for Barcelona, but no competition wins. So it looks like Barcelona have had a pretty unsuccessful season. So we'll kick things off with the Spanish Super Cup, and they were knocked out at the semi-final stage on penalties after a 1-1 draw. Ilkay Gundogan actually missing a penalty in the shootout as well, and an appearance off the bench. Doesn't tell me when he came off the bench, but 6.9 isn't great, is it? And then in the Spanish Cup quarter-final, it was Real Sociedad again, turning into somewhat of a bogey team, it seems, as they beat Barcelona by 2-1. Lewandowski on the score sheet again. Ilkay Gundogan playing, getting a 7.2 rating, which isn't too bad, but Sociedad just able to knock Barcelona out of the quarterfinals of the Spanish Cup. And then in the Champions League quarter-final, Barcelona faced Newcastle, and the first leg was at the Nou Camp, so you'd expect an easy victory for Barcelona there, but that was not the case at all. Lewandowski missing the penalty early on, and he must have scored the rebound though, as that is very close together, that penalty miss and goal. So it looked good from then on, but Isaac getting a brace, Bergwijn and Almiron scoring a goal each as well. It meant Newcastle went back to St James's Park with a 4-1 lead heading into the second leg. Despite this heavy defeat though, Gundogan put in a great performance, a 7.6 rating. You can't really complain about that. And then in the second leg, Barcelona trying their very best to get that 3-goal margin back down, winning 3-1, but it wasn't enough, obviously, because that's how maths works. Ilkay Gundogan with a 6.8 rating, not great at all, and Barcelona knocked out of the Champions League by Newcastle. So that just leaves La Liga, and it was a second place finish for Barcelona in La Liga, finishing 9 points adrift of Real Madrid. So not a very successful first season with Barcelona, but there's still time left for him to win at least a trophy with Barcelona. So let's go and see how he's done in his second season. So we're here at the end of the 24-25 season, and Ilkay has got that contract extension that he was after at the end of last season. He's got a contract extension up until the end of the 25-26 season. So he's still got another season to go after this one, but let's take a look at how he has done. So that is okay. He's not played much at all. 2 starts and 6 sub-appearances in the Champions League, 1 goal, and an average rating of 6.97. 6 starts and 23 sub-appearances in La Liga, 1 goal and 1 assist with an average rating of 6.98. And 0 starts but 2 sub-appearances with a goal and 0 assists, and an average rating of 6.65 in the Spanish Cup. That's pretty shocking, to be honest. The number of sub-appearances would suggest that he's not really picked up an injury or anything to explain this. It must just be age. Maybe Barcelona have signed a another player in that can play his position. So if we compare it to his first season with Barcelona, he's got a pretty similar number of goals, to be honest. Just one goal scored less compared to last season, but a big drop off in assists as well. But you'd expect that with the lack of game time, really. Only 8 starts, 31 sub appearances across the season. No injuries either, so that's not an explanation for it. And for some reason, neither the transfer history or the filters here are working, so I'm going to have to just scroll down and be a bit lazy. So we've got Yves Bissouma's come in at centre midfield, but he seems to be playing as a sub. It's Gavi and Pedri who are playing in centre midfield most often, which I guess is understandable, really. They're a hell of a lot younger than Gundogan is. Yeah, so it looks like he's just had his place taken by younger players, which you can't really blame Barcelona for doing. And then it doesn't look like they've won anything this year either. Gundogan named in the Barcelona seasonal best 11 once again, but no competitions won. So in the Super Cup, knocked out the semi-final again, 2-1 against Atletico Madrid, but Ilkay Gundogan was benched for this one. No, that didn't even come off the bench to make an appearance. In the Spanish Cup, they were knocked out at the quarter-final stage once again. It was an early Real Madrid goal from Vinicius Jr. and then Ilkay Gundogan coming off the bench, grabbing a goal. A pretty poor 6.8 rating though, but still getting a goal in a Spanish Cup quarter-final. But then it was Mario who stepped up a minute later to knock Barcelona out of the Spanish Cup. And then in the Champions League, for some reason I can't click through to the full match details for these games, but it was a 3-0 defeat in the first leg away from home in Paris against PSG. And then a 2-0 home win wasn't enough to balance the scorelines out, and Barcelona were knocked out at the round of 16 stage. And then in La Liga, once again finishing second, only 2 points behind Real Madrid this time out, so a bit of an improvement in terms of how close they are to Real Madrid compared to the previous season, but still no trophies won for Ilkay Gundogan at Barcelona. He's got one more season left on his contract. Can he get a trophy to end that third season with Barcelona? So we're here at the end of the 25-26 season, and I said he had a year left on his contract with Barcelona. It looks like he decided to leave before that year was through, though. He's gone to Hertha Berlin, back in his native Germany, possibly to end his career back home, I guess. And just checking to see when he was sold to them. It was the 30th of July last year, so it was before the 25-26 season started. He was sold to Hertha for 1.6 million, possibly rising up to 2.3 million. So we'll see how he's done for Hertha this season. He's played a lot more than he did for Barcelona last year, that's for sure. 30 games played in the Bundesliga, no goals, but 7 assists, that's more like it, and then an average rating of 7.13. And then in the German Cup, 3 games, 1 goal, 2 assists, and an average rating of 7.77. So that seems like he's having a bit of a better time of it in the Bundesliga compared to his final season with Barcelona. So in the quarter-final of the German Cup, it was a 3-1 defeat to Leipzig that knocked Hertha Berlin out. And then we'll quickly take a look at the Bundesliga just out of interest to see where Hertha Berlin finished. And it was 12th. So a respectable finish for Hertha Berlin and Ilkay Gundogan. Is he going to last another season in football, or do you think this is it? Let's find out. And the answer is no. He has retired from football. He's now a coach, unemployed coach. So we'll take a look at his biography, and we'll just focus on the Barcelona bit, which is very short. So in July 2023, he joined Barcelona, as we know. He made 64 league appearances and scored 4 goals before joining Hertha Berlin, where he made 30 league appearances. So, in conclusion, unfortunately for Gundogan, it seems he's not going to have a great time, or at least that's what FM predicts for him and the future of his career. He's going to play quite a bit in the first season and then get replaced by the young midfield duo of Gavi and Pedri in the second season and move on back to Germany for his final swan song with Hertha Berlin. So let me know in the comment section down below if you think that this is likely to happen. In all honesty, I think he's probably going to have a bit of success with Barcelona. I don't see him ending his time with Barcelona without at least one trophy or one winner's medal in his cabinet. But like I said, let me know what you think and how you think he's going to do at Barcelona. And while we're on the topic of Ilkay Gundogan, obviously he's a former Borussia Dortmund player. I've done a series where we've tried to rewrite history with Borussia Dortmund from this past season. With 5 games to go, we have tried to win them the Bundesliga. Obviously, they missed out in real life on the final day of the season after not picking up a win and Bayern winning their game. So we've tried to rewrite that. We've also done a rewriting history with Southampton as well, where we tried to save them from relegation with 6 games to go in the Premier League from last season. Been using a real life mod for this, which you can find linked in the description down below if you're interested in doing a similar save to that yourself. But that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to get all my content when it comes out, hit the notification bell to stay notified, and I'll see you next time.